government shutdown like a power outage. The longer it lasts, the worse things get. A day or so into the power outage, the problem may be no bigger than your ice cream melting in your freezer. But eventually, the problem expands and can include even perhaps looting. So how bad can a government shutdown get? Well, we're soon to find out, as the current shutdown threatens to become one of the longest, if perhaps the longest, in history. We are at day 30, which means 30 days without pay for around 700,000 federal employees who are all still working, including air traffic controllers. And then there's another 700,000 employees who've been furloughed. They're not getting paid and they're not working. Now, the shutdown's blast radius is set to expand, impacting 42 million Americans who rely on the government for food assistance. Those SNAP benefits run out tomorrow night for the first time ever. Vice President J.D. Vance addressed that today with a foreboding message that things could get worse before they get better.
The unfortunate reality, and we're starting to see this with our aviation industry, we're going to find out the hard way with SNAP benefits. The American people are already suffering, and the suffering is going to get a lot worse. Not because the President of the United States has failed to make the shutdown painless. He's tried to do everything that he can to make it as unpainless as possible. The reason that pain is coming and the reason it's building is because we're not passing the clean bill to reopen the government. It's a very easy thing to do.
More than 1 million military members were set to miss their paychecks tomorrow. That is until the Trump administration stitched together an 11th hour workaround. Exclusive reporting by Marc Caputo details the accounting acrobatics that were required to pull that off. The president's team raided 3 different funds to make sure our troops got paid. So where are we going and how does this end? Marc Caputo joins me now. Marc, as you reported exclusively today, the military is getting paid. It's quite creative. But Trump is not going to budge. He found the money to pay the military, and he says he won't find the money, however, to pay for food stamps or SNAP.
Yeah, the White House line, and I'm not going to take a position on who's right here because this relies partly on just the reading of the law, is that he has the ability to fund the military because past practice dating back to George Washington gives the president the ability to declare an emergency and spend money without going forward with the congressional appropriations process. That is, he can spend money and move money around without the approval of Congress. Whereas, they argue, SNAP, food stamps are a different matter. It doesn't fall under the commander-in-chief's military powers, and he sort of has his hands tied more. That's their official position. Now, whether people want to buy it or not, who knows? But the reality is that Donald Trump views the military as being not only, of all great importance for the commander-in-chief, but also as a major political issue as well.
Yeah.
That is, as long as he can keep the military finance and the troops paid and these other constituencies go without, the White House believes it just puts more and more pressure on Democrats to fund the government, vote for what they call a clean continuing resolution, and end the shutdown.
Well, 24 states are suing the Trump administration over its refusal to fund food stamps. There is money that has been approved by Congress in an emergency fund for SNAP. Today, a judge actually said in that hearing, I don't understand. If this money is there, Congress has put the money in an emergency fund. It's hard for me to understand how this isn't an emergency.
Well, they say it's not an emergency because the emergencies are for cataclysms such as tornadoes and hurricanes and floods and the like. Again, that's the White House's position. This is going to be litigated quite a bit, perhaps up to the Supreme Court. I'm not sure.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.